Namaste dear learners. Today we are going to see a VNR VJIET, one of the differentiator lab protocol for applied physics lab. In that context, we are going to see for one experiment. Before that, what is a lab protocol and what is its objective? So the main objective is to structure and conduct the lab course as an interconnected whole rather than isolated parts. Means learning is not enough, applying is important is the motto for the lab protocol. To continuously map lab work on classwork and syllabus to enhance the depth of learning, make the students more imaginative, creative, and independent in problem solving, motivate the students to design and planning of new experiment rather than just conducting the experiment, and to make the students to feel that they're accomplishing means heartfully they're completing the task of a major project or a task or a simple experiments in the lab, and to incorporate intellectual and manual skills of doing something. So all these skills will be developed in the lab space. So where the lab protocol is much useful, in simple we can say the lab protocol is the bridge between your experiment and application. The experiment what we are doing here are going to be applied somewhere. What is that somewhere is known with the lab protocol. In this regard, today we'll see one important and interesting experiment, that is numerical aperture of a given optical fiber. For that, we'll see the concept first. The concept is total internal reflection. And the total internal reflection happens when light ray passing from optically denser medium to optically rarer medium, then light will be reflected back into the same medium when the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. But what is critical angle? The angle of incidence in denser medium for which the refracted ray grazes the interface of these two mediums, as shown in red. If you observe the image carefully, for the green one, angle of incidence is less than critical angle, so that enters into the other medium. Now if you observe the red color ray, that traces this interface of these two media, and for the blue, angle of incidence is greater than critical, so it is reflected back, and that phenomena is only total internal reflection. So in this experiment of optical fiber, the main principle is total internal reflection. The same phenomena we can observe in real world scenarios. The first and foremost one is the formation of mirages. Here the bending of light happens because of the variation in temperature at different layers of atmosphere. And sparkling of a diamond is another example where the light enters into this diamond will take total internal reflection within that one, and we will sense that as a sparkling. And this flower is a natural one called Geranium flower. It is by default acts like a optical fiber. When we put any light at the bottom, the light is trapped within that one, and the light is coming out only from its petals. If you observe this one carefully, we can see a small sparklings on the petals of this flower. In lab activity, the main objective is to determine the numerical aperture and acceptance angle of optical fiber. For this, we are providing with the optical fiber cable is this, and this one is a trainer module, consists of a light source. Here we are using LED light source, and numerical aperture measurement is zig, this one, and this one is a numerical aperture scale, consists of concentric circles. By using these apparatus, we are going to perform the experiment. So in this way, we are connecting optical fiber cable between this trainer module kit and numerical aperture zig, and the light is coming from here, and we will calculate at a different lengths what is the width of light. For that only we provided numerical aperture scale. Now substitute the values of the width of light, and L is the distance between fiber end to the some distance. And when you calculate NA, the sine inverse of that NA numerical aperture will become theta max, that is acceptance angle. This is the lab activity. But what are the advantages of this one? The first and foremost advantage of this optical fiber is the signal loss is very less. In fact, nowadays we are using lossless optical fibers. And the cost of optical fiber is low, but when you purchase it in bulk, and signal security is more, others cannot theft our signal. And the most important advantage of optical fiber is we can send many channels in a single cable. Technically it is called multiplexing. As shown here, the many channels we can put it in this one through a one optical fiber cable. I come to the applications. The major applications of optical fibers is observed in medicine as endoscopy surgeries. So in endoscopy, a small wire is sent into the patient body without making any hole like this. And the image of this one here will be observed on screen. So the data transmission here is done by the optical fibers. Now we can use it in polarimeters, that is fiber optic polarimeters, and in medicine we use this one, in optical fiber sensors we can use it, and in communications, anyway we are using in internet, we use these optical fibers extensively for lossless transmission. These are the major applications of optical fibers in various fields. So for this one, we must thank Google and other online sources for the images, Team Physics and HOD Department of Humanities and Sciences, and we must thank Principal, Director and Management VNR VJIET. In case of any queries or questions, kindly post in comment box. Thank you one and all. Happy learning.